From the far reaches of the globe, the World Book of Records searches for the unusual, the extraordinary, and the unbelievable. And we bring it all to you.
The purpose of this panel is to determine the actual age of Mr. Culpepper Wacky to see if he will be included in the World Book of Records as the oldest man in the world. Mr. Wacky, how old do you claim to be?
Look, sister, I don't claim anything. I'm telling you, I'm 125 years old. I'm 125 and I'm still alive. It ain't no jive. I'm still alive at 125.
Oh, CW, how many times must I tell you not to go dancing around? You ain't getting any younger, you know.
Thanks, darling.
Now, Mr. Wacky.
Call me CW, you young whippersnapper.
Okay, CW, can you tell us when and where you were born?
Well, let's see. I was born on the 4th of July in 1883. I was born at home because I wanted to be close to my mother.
CW, what town and state were you born in?
Oh, I get you. I was born down south in a little town called Pensacola, Appalachia. But I'm not sure of the state, and I don't believe the town exists anymore. Ain't that right, Gertie? Gertie!
Come on, I'll take on the whole lot of you.
Calm down, old woman. Where do you think you are, back in the army?
As I understand it, you don't have a valid birth certificate. Is that right, Mr. Wacky?
That's CW. And no, I don't have a birth certificate, but I can tell you things that only a 125-year-old would know.
Now, CW, just because you can tell us about events that happened long ago doesn't mean you were alive at the time. You could have read about them in a history book.
Huh, I got you there. I can't read. Ain't that right, Gertie? Gertie!
I'm not scared of you. I'll whip the whole bunch of you.
Sit down, you crazy old lady. Where do you think you are? Back in the Merchant Marine?
Well, CW, let's hear what you have to say. Maybe we can figure something out. What are some of your earliest memories?
Well, let's see. I remember shoeing the horses, using an outhouse, and hauling water from the well.
That was yesterday's chores, you silly old goose. Tell him about taking the wagon train to Oregon. That ought to shut him up.
Oh yeah, I took a wagon train to Oregon. Well, that shut you up?
Look, Mr. Wacky, CW, in order to prove you as the oldest living man, we'll need some concrete evidence. I'm afraid if you can't prove that to us, we'll have to disqualify you.
Do you have any newspaper articles describing any feats or accomplishments you might have had?
Well, when I was just a teenager, I beat up Teddy Roosevelt. Oh, wait a minute, maybe it was Franklin Roosevelt. No, it was Teddy Roosevelt, I remember, because I broke his glasses. He wasn't so tough.
You addle-brained old coot. That was Teddy Arsenal, not Roosevelt, and he beat the snot out of you.
I took a wagon train to Oregon. Now, will that shut you up?
Why, I oughta.
Now see here, you two. We are going to conduct ourselves in a civilized manner.
Really, you ought to be ashamed of the way you're acting.
Yes, I agree. You two are not World Book of Records material.
I took a wagon train to Oregon. 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 I took a wagon train.